I want to thank you for joining me today. And before we get started, as always, all the messages that are released on the channel are my truth. That is exactly what it is, what it always will be, and that is my truth. Now, my truth consists of a bunch of experiences that I've gained clarity from, which ultimately took me back to the real me, which is truth. Now, I'm not trying to convince you that my truth is the gospel. However, my truth is the gospel for me. That does not make it the gospel for you, nor will I ever try to make it the gospel for you. But me being on this platform, I am simply placing breadcrumbs on a path that I've already walked. Now, if you find yourself on a similar path and you resonate with said breadcrumbs and you say, you know what, I like that, I want to follow that. That's cool. If not, that is cool as well. My purpose is to assist those who are ready to get out of their own way. So, let's jump right into it. So I wanted to put out a message on how I view relationships. And I've pretty much followed this formula for as long as I can remember. And after each relationship, it just makes me add to the formula more and tweak it a little bit more. And now I like how I like the way it tastes right now. It's a very good recipe right now. So what is that recipe for me entering relationships and more importantly, staying in these relationships? And that is TLC. So every relationship, in my opinion, needs TLC. Now, and it's not tender loving care. Yes, it does need that as well. Absolutely. But it needs trust, love, communication. If you're missing any one of these three, your relationship is A, not happy, and B, it's basically, it has an expiration date. So with that being said, why stick around once one of these are missing? And more importantly, before we enter into said relationships, doesn't matter, friendship, dating, doesn't matter. This formula is the exact same thing. And because if you don't have these things in your relationship is not a relationship. This is the thing. This is how I view relationship. A relationship for me is, if I'm going to enter a relationship or a friendship, it doesn't matter. It's a ship. I literally visualize a ship, right? A little boat. I'm hopping in and you hopping in. We're in this little ship. It's a friendship, right? We're in it together. That's the point. So if I'm contributing more, if we're in this ship together and we're going in the same direction, but I notice I'm rowing the most. You hardly ever row. Trust and believe. Next port. If I'm rowing alone, I might as well go ahead and continue to row alone. You're not serving a purpose. And this is the thing. This is how I operate personally. Everybody's an adult. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you stuff you already know. Because at some point, I'm going to sit and I'm going to observe you. And I'm going to watch that you're doing what you're doing intentionally. And then I'm just going to walk away. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to fuss. I'm not going to do anything because you know what you're doing. So why would I waste my energy to argue with someone who is just going to deny it or lie? Then I'm going to get upset. Then I got to expend more energy. See, it's just a process. I know myself, so I don't waste my energy on these things. I'm going to observe because I'm like, I could be wrong. So I'm going to observe. Oh, I'm not wrong. Okay. So how am I going to move from this point on? That's all it's about. It truly is. So as I said, TLC. So first one, of course, trust. Trust is the glue of life. It is the most essential ingredient in effective communication. Stephen Covey. As I said, TLC. The most effective ingredient for communication. That's it. Like if once I lose trust in you, I don't believe anything that comes out of your mouth. As I said, once one of these things are missing, it's a wrap. If I once had love, I probably still have love for you. But the thing is, now I'm going to love you from a distance. Because now I'm viewing it as, okay, if you did this, if you claim you love me, you wouldn't have done this. So once again, got to remove myself. Communication. Communication is lacking. You're lying. You're deceiving. You're trying to manipulate me. All these different things. It's lacking. Got to remove myself. These are all things that my partner does not have to worry about. So as soon as I see I have to worry about them, I'm gone. Because that just tells me we're not equally yoked. You're not the one. Because if you were, you wouldn't do these things. Because the person you're involved with should be a reflection of you. And if that person you with, you find, oh, you were lying to me. You're not my reflection. Peace out. That's all you got to do. But you need to be self-aware that what energy you're moving in. That's the important part. A relationship without trust is like a car without gas. You can stay in it, but it won't go nowhere. That's a nice quote too. Another quote: trust is the foundation of love. Where it is broken, love struggles to stand. You see what I'm saying? See how all three of these roll up next to you? Trust, love, communication. You ain't got, once one of these are missing, the relationship is doomed. I see trust as triple layered, right? 3 layers of trust for relationships, right? Trust in yourself, trust in the relationship, and trust in the divine and or God, whatever you want to call it. Because if you, let's say you have that trust in God and trust in divine, right? But your partner doesn't. How far you think you're going to get? See, it's about us being in positions of picking our partners better. As I said, I can hop on here and, my last partner, blah, 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 blah. Women ain't, see that's stupid. Why am I going to come on here and say what women are? I haven't dated all women. I've only dated whatever number of women. So obviously I'm in that mix somewhere because I'm the one that's selecting. So as I said in the very beginning, I had to tweak this recipe. Oh, okay, this is what is missing. Let me go ahead and add that ingredient. Oh, okay, this is what is missing. Let me go ahead and add. That's all. And once I see, okay, yeah, you're not fitting up to the recipe, I got to go. And has nothing to do with being better than anyone, seeing yourself as the bomb, blah, 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 whatever words you want to use. It's about not wasting your energy and your time. Hopping in a relationship, now you done gave away a year, 2, 3, whatever the amount of time is, away to someone who had nothing, no good intentions for you. No, once I see that you're not in these things, then I have to remove myself. Jeremiah 17:5. Cursed is the one who trusts in men, who draws strength from mere flesh, and whose heart turns away from the Lord. As I said, 3 layers. You have to have that layer of the relationship also in God. That is the light. For when the relationships gets foggy, that is the light. Psalms 118:8. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in humans. Now, I don't want to sit and put trust as it don't trust in no damn body, because that is exactly what this, if you read these quotes, that's what it's going to get you. Oh, I don't trust no, that's not what you want to do. That's why I'm saying them. Because it's like this. If you don't trust anybody, guess what that says? You don't trust yourself. That's what it is. You don't trust yourself. You have to be open to these experiences, because if you don't trust, you're going to close up. And when you close up, you're putting yourself in a box. And then that means no energy can enter into that box because it's not safe, according to you. But I'm going to continue on. We got to the T. Now we're on the L. Love. 1 Corinthians 13:4. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not enjoy It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Now, if you're in a relationship and that doesn't sound like your relationship, that's what I'm saying. Once I keep tweaking this formula after my last relationship, I tweaked that formula so much. Now it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. Now I'm like, nah, And at the 6-month mark, I was tested. But I was like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. Because of the formula. I can't go by just what I see, what you're saying. I'm going to go by what you're moving, how everything. Because once you start moving all funny and stuff, then see, now we're talking about the trust part. I don't know. You moving kind of weird. I don't know if I can trust you. And without that, there's nothing. 1 Peter 4:8. Above all, love each other deeply because love covers a multitude of sins. And this is always my problem. I love extremely deep. It's the only thing I know how to do. It's how I hate saying certain words because people wear stuff out and then it doesn't mean anything. But it truly is how I'm built, as they like to say. Like my happy place is being in my natural love frequency is where I rest, is love. That's my balance, is love. I love everyone. I'm extremely loving. And people who enter, they see that, oh, this guy's like, he kind of nice. This week, no, I'm balanced. I choose to be in a loving energy. But trust and believe, I know my darkness. My darkness I'm not afraid of my darkness. Already been there, done. Okay, cool. I know that part now. I mastered that. Cool. I want to stay over in the light and love and this, that, and the other. But then people see you as weakness, but then, okay, then you choose to find that out the hard way. That's on you. But I want to continue on. And last, C, communication. Numbers 23:19. God is not human that he should lie, not a human being that he should change his mind. Does he speak, did not act? Does he promise, not fulfill? Communication. What you say, you need to be doing. If you're with somebody and they're making this, saying this and that and the other, and not doing it, once again, like I said, now you're filling in the communication part. Now you got me dipping into the trust as well. Because see, what the glue is, what's holding you there is that love. That's the part. See, that's what helped me. Titles, loyalty. Then I had to realize that, wait a minute, I'm the only one that's putting out the love. What I realized with other individuals, you have to realize how people, what are their characters? How are they raised? What is their mindset? And if a person was raised rough and this, that, and they didn't have, their mindset could be completely different in how they view love and how they interact with others with love, how they communicate. So once I see that, we're not okay, cool. Then you need to, and the only thing that is just go heal. I'm where I'm at right now because of healing. That's it. Because I was on the other side doing stupid stuff because I wasn't healed. Proverbs 18:21. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Whatever comes out your mouth is the gospel, baby. So if it's everything, our worlds are created obviously with our minds, more importantly with our minds, and then what we're speaking into reality. So like I said, when we're entering these relationships, it's important to make sure that both parties are on the same level. They want the same exact thing, because you're commingling your energies. And now this person is in your energy, And now that they have access to your energy, they can use the communication piece to speak bad on you. And that is in your field. James 1:19. My brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quiet, be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Communication starts with listening. If you're talking to someone and you can't even finish your sentences before they replying to what you're talking about, cutting you off, this, that, and the other, communication is lacking in that relationship. If I can't have a conversation with you without it being, because I don't care. I've always said this to every single female I've dated, because I like my peace. So whenever there's a conflict or something like that, my first objective is resolution. I tell the same exact thing. I want resolution. Why? Because with the resolution, we don't have to go through this again. I always aim for resolution. I don't care about a winner or loser. I want resolution. Resolution equals peace. We done solved the problems. What is there to argue over? But see, when I see that you don't want peace, I'm out. You have to know who you are and what's best for you. Because for a long time, I did what's best for others. Because I could see why they were that way. So because I have deep empathy, okay, I know why they're moving that way. So I'm gonna, take it easy on blah, 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 yada. Nah, Nope. Everybody can heal if they choose to. Ephesians 4:29. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up and according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. And that's why I said I had to tweak this formula right there because of that right there. When I'm in a relationship with someone, I am building them up constantly. The last person I was in a relationship with, she had a very hard time when we got in a relationship together, which I had to learn. Now, like I said, to tweak it. Now I understand not to get involved with someone when they're having a hard time. I understand that now. You learn through lessons, right? So built her back up. Then she switched. She flipped. Then because I viewed her in a certain light, remember putting you in the titles and this, because she was talking all the right things in the beginning, right? But she never lived up to what she was talking because she was just wearing a mask. So it was all lessons. And so when I learned these lessons, that's it. It's just, you're going to hear me say, my last partner, this, that, and the other, whatever the case may be. You never hear me talk, women are blah, blah, blah. Nah, that's crazy talk. Because I know that my reflection exists. It has to. So if I'm this way, my reflection is out there. Multiple reflections of me are out there. It's just higher levels of which one is brought in. The thing is, when you're healing and you're healed and this, that, and the other, you attract the healed and the unhealed. So that's why I use this formula. Because the last time I attract the unhealed. And it was a lesson. Thank you for showing me where I needed to tweak the formula more. That's it. I can't take stuff personal. Not anymore. Because I understand how energy works now. I understand what's going on. So I'm not going to take stuff personal. I understand. My understanding is there, and it keeps me so it doesn't matter what falls apart. I'm still going to be at peace because I understand what's going on behind the scenes. I don't care what's going on right in front of me. Okay. This has to happen in order for me to blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But I just wanted to put this out because As I said, for me, every relationship needs TLC. I just gave you a brief synopsis of the formula, because if things aren't lining up, I'm not even going to get involved. As soon as I see you're lacking in one of these categories, that's it. Because trust sustains love. Love motivates communication. Communication preserves trust. Remove any of them, and the entire structure weakens. So before I leave, I'll put on the screen a picture of a triangle, because the triangle signifies stability, right? And if you look at this triangle, it's going to talk about what we're talking about, the TLC, trust, love, communication. And at the base is that love, it's the root of everything. But as I said before, you remove any one of these, and this triangle is no longer stable. If you remove that trust portion, that entire line on the left, move it, boom. See how the communication is up at the top? Boom, that's going to fall right on down. Once again, same thing. You move that communication, boom, then that trust is going to fall right down. You move that love, the trust and the communication, they're just going to split. But you keep all of these intact, and you have a stable relationship. That's what it's about, stability. So if your relationship doesn't have stability, somewhere along the line, you're missing TLC. I'm going to leave it there. And as always, if you got anything out of this message, actually like, subscribe, and I will definitely check you in the next message.